Let me ask you something, and I want you to really think about this for a second. Have you ever looked in the mirror and noticed that your arms look thinner than they used to? Or maybe you've tried to carry groceries, open a jar, or get up from a chair, and it felt harder than it did 5 or 10 years ago. If any of that sounds familiar, I need you to keep watching, because what I'm about to share with you today could genuinely change the way you think about your body, your strength, and your future. I'm Dr. William Lee, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through 5 specific vegetables that have been shown in clinical research to help people over 60 rebuild lean muscle mass significantly faster than anything most doctors are telling their patients right now. And before we get into it, I want you to know something important. This is not about going to the gym 5 days a week. This is not about eating bland food or following some extreme diet. This is about understanding the biology happening inside your body right now and using simple, affordable, everyday vegetables to work with that biology instead of against it. So take a breath, get comfortable, and let's talk about what's really going on inside your muscles after 60, and more importantly, what you can actually do about it starting today. Now here's the thing that most people don't realize. After the age of 60, your body doesn't just lose muscle because you're not exercising enough. There's actually a very specific biological process called sarcopenia, which is the gradual loss of skeletal muscle mass and strength that accelerates with age. Research tells us that after 60, most adults lose between 1 and 2% of their muscle mass every single year if they don't actively fight back against it. That might not sound like a lot, but when you do the math, over 10 years, that's potentially 20% of your muscle gone. And here's why that matters beyond just how you look. Muscle is your metabolic engine. It's what keeps your blood sugar stable. It's what protects your joints and your bones. It's what keeps you independent. It's what allows you to live your life on your own terms without depending on others for basic things. Losing muscle isn't just a cosmetic issue. It's a survival issue. And the medical community has been far too slow in telling patients the truth about this. But here's the good news, and this is the part that genuinely excites me every time I talk about it. The idea that you can't rebuild muscle after 60 is simply not true. Your muscles retain what we call plasticity. They can respond to the right signals. They can grow. They can get stronger. The problem is that most people over 60 aren't giving their muscles the nutritional signals they need to actually do that rebuilding work. And that's exactly where these 5 vegetables come in, because each one of them contains specific compounds that either reduce the inflammation that blocks muscle repair, increase the production of growth factors that stimulate new muscle protein synthesis, improve the way your body uses the protein you're already eating, or protect the mitochondria inside your muscle cells so they can produce the energy needed for that repair work. Let's go through each one, and I promise you, by the end of this, you're going to see these vegetables in a completely different light. The first vegetable I want to talk about is one that you've probably seen 100 times and maybe never thought twice about, and that's beets. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Beets are just a side dish. Beets are just something you put in a salad. But listen to what the research actually shows. Beets are extraordinarily rich in a compound called dietary nitrates, and when you consume those nitrates, your body converts them into nitric oxide. Now, nitric oxide is one of the most powerful vasodilators your body can produce, which means it opens up and relaxes your blood vessels, allowing significantly more blood, oxygen, and nutrients to flow directly into your muscle tissue. Why does that matter for muscle building? Because muscle repair and muscle growth require oxygen and amino acids to get inside those muscle cells in high quantities. When circulation is restricted, which naturally happens as we age, all the protein you eat, all the effort you put in, can't reach the muscles efficiently enough to do the job. Beets essentially open the highway so that everything your muscles need can get there faster. But here's what makes beets especially powerful for seniors specifically. A study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that older adults who consumed beet juice before exercise had a 14% improvement in muscle power output compared to a placebo group. 14%. Think about what that means in real life. That means climbing stairs feels easier. That means standing up from a chair requires less effort. That means your muscles are working more efficiently because they're getting what they need. And you don't need to drink beet juice. You can roast beets, add them to smoothies, eat them in salads, or even get beet powder and stir it into water. The key is making them a consistent part of your weekly nutrition. The second vegetable on this list is one that I genuinely believe is the most underappreciated muscle protective food in the entire plant kingdom, and that is spinach. Now, spinach has been talked about for years as a source of iron and general nutrition, But what most people don't know is that spinach contains a compound called ecdysterone, sometimes referred to as a natural anabolic compound, because it actually activates the same cellular pathway that many performance-enhancing substances target, but without any of the side effects. A double-blind, placebo-controlled study done at Freie Universität Berlin followed participants who were given ecdysterone supplementation over 10 weeks and found significant increases in muscle mass compared to the control group. The researchers were so surprised by the results that they said the effect size was comparable to what you might expect from banned performance enhancers. And here you have it, occurring naturally in spinach. But ecdysterone isn't the only reason spinach belongs on this list. Spinach is also a tremendous source of magnesium, and magnesium plays a critical role in muscle protein synthesis. When your magnesium levels are low, and a significant percentage of adults over 60 are deficient in magnesium, your body cannot efficiently build new muscle tissue even if you're consuming enough protein. Magnesium is like the foreman on a construction site. You can have all the materials delivered, all the workers ready, but without the foreman giving the right instructions, nothing gets built correctly. And spinach delivers that magnesium along with nitrates, folate, and a range of antioxidants that reduce the oxidative stress that breaks down muscle tissue over time. 2 to 3 cups of raw spinach a day, or 1 cup cooked, is enough to make a meaningful difference in your muscle recovery and growth. Now let's talk about the third vegetable, and this one might surprise you the most. It's broccoli. I know broccoli gets a lot of attention in general health conversations, but what most people don't realize is that broccoli contains a specific compound called sulforaphane, and sulforaphane is one of the most powerful activators of a cellular pathway called NRF2, which is essentially your body's master antioxidant and anti-inflammatory switch. Here's why that matters for muscle building after 60. One of the biggest barriers to muscle growth in older adults isn't a lack of protein or a lack of exercise. It's chronic low-grade inflammation. This type of inflammation doesn't feel like a sore joint or a fever. It's invisible. It's silent. But it is constantly interfering with your muscle repair process at the cellular level. Every time your muscles experience microscopic damage from exercise or daily activity, inflammation is supposed to come in briefly, do its job of cleaning up the damage, and then retreat so the rebuilding can begin. But in many older adults, that inflammation never fully retreats. It lingers, and it blocks the muscle repair signals from completing their work. Sulforaphane from broccoli essentially tells that chronic inflammation to stand down. It activates your body's own antioxidant defenses in a way that is significantly more powerful and longer lasting than simply taking a vitamin C supplement. Research published in the journal Aging Cell showed that sulforaphane supplementation in aging animals reversed markers of muscle degeneration and improved the function of muscle stem cells, which are the cells responsible for generating new muscle fibers. And the human data is building in the same direction. The most potent way to get sulforaphane from broccoli is to eat it slightly cooked, but not overcooked. Steaming for about 3 to 4 minutes preserves the enzyme myrosinase that is needed to convert the precursor compound into active sulforaphane. If you boil broccoli until it's completely soft, you're losing a significant portion of that benefit. Steam it lightly. Add a little olive oil and lemon juice. Your muscles will thank you. The fourth vegetable is one that has been a staple of traditional medicine in many cultures for centuries, and modern science is now confirming what those cultures understood intuitively, and that's garlic. Now you might think of garlic as a flavoring agent, something you use to make food taste better, but garlic is genuinely one of the most bioactive foods on Earth, and one of its most remarkable properties is its ability to influence testosterone metabolism in aging adults. Testosterone is not just a male hormone. Women need healthy testosterone levels too, and for both men and women over 60, declining testosterone is directly connected to declining muscle mass. The compound in garlic responsible for this effect is called allicin, and research published in the Journal of Nutrition showed that allicin interacts with cortisol, which is your primary stress hormone, in a way that can reduce cortisol's catabolic, meaning muscle-destroying, effects on the body while simultaneously supporting more favorable testosterone to cortisol ratios. In simpler terms, garlic helps tip the hormonal balance in favor of muscle building and away from muscle breakdown. And that's not the only mechanism. Garlic also significantly enhances the bioavailability of protein absorption in the digestive tract. There's fascinating research showing that the sulfur compounds in garlic influence the gut microbiome in ways that improve how efficiently your body breaks down and absorbs the amino acids from the protein you eat. So not only is garlic helping on the hormonal side, it's helping you get more out of the protein you're already consuming. For maximum benefit, crush or chop your garlic and let it sit for 10 minutes before cooking. That resting period allows the enzymatic conversion of allicin to complete fully. Even 2 to 3 cloves a day, consistently, can make a real and measurable difference over weeks and months. And now we come to the fifth vegetable. And this one might be the most exciting discovery of all because it's one that very few people outside of nutritional research circles are talking about yet, and that is edamame. Edamame, which is young green soybeans, is one of the only plant foods on Earth that is considered a complete protein source, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids in proportions that are genuinely usable by the human body for muscle protein synthesis. 1 cup of edamame gives you about 17 grams of high-quality bioavailable protein. But here's what elevates edamame beyond being just a protein source. Edamame is exceptionally rich in the branched-chain amino acid leucine, and leucine is the specific amino acid that acts as the primary trigger for a process called mTOR activation, which is essentially the molecular on switch for muscle protein synthesis. Without adequate leucine signaling, even if you consume enough total protein, your muscles may not receive the stimulus they need to begin building new tissue. This is particularly important for seniors because research consistently shows that older adults require a higher leucine threshold to stimulate muscle protein synthesis compared to younger people. Your muscles become somewhat less sensitive to the leucine signal with age, meaning you need more of it to get the same response. Edamame delivers that leucine load along with fiber, isoflavones that support hormonal balance, folate that supports cell regeneration, and iron that supports oxygen delivery to muscle tissue. It is a nutritional powerhouse that perfectly aligns with everything an aging muscle needs. You can eat edamame as a snack, toss it into salads, stir it into rice dishes, or blend it into a soup. It's mild in flavor, widely available, and extraordinarily cost-effective for the nutritional return you get. Now I want to take a moment and bring all of this together, because the real magic here isn't in any single vegetable in isolation. It's in understanding that your muscles, especially after 60, are operating within a complex biological system that requires multiple inputs to function at its best. Nitric oxide from beets opens the blood vessels so nutrients can reach the muscle cells. Ecdysterone and magnesium from spinach activate muscle protein synthesis at the cellular level. Sulforaphane from broccoli clears the inflammatory blockage that prevents repair from completing. Allicin from garlic balances the hormonal environment and improves protein absorption. And leucine from edamame pulls the trigger on the entire muscle-building cascade. When you begin incorporating these 5 vegetables consistently, you are not just eating healthier in a general sense. You are sending a very specific, very targeted set of biological signals to your muscle tissue that says, rebuild, repair, and grow. And I want to address something that I hear from patients all the time. They say, Dr. Lee, I'm over 60. Is it really realistic that I can actually build muscle at my age? And my answer is always the same. The research is unambiguous. Studies on resistance training and nutritional intervention in adults age 60 all the way through their 80s consistently show significant gains in muscle mass and strength. The body's capacity to respond to the right signals does not simply shut off at 60. What changes is the sensitivity of those signals and the efficiency of the systems involved. But with the right nutritional strategy, those barriers can be overcome. People in their 70s have added multiple pounds of lean muscle through consistent effort and smart nutrition. People in their 80s have improved their grip strength, their walking speed, and their independence through these exact principles. Age is a variable, not a verdict. What I encourage you to do right now today is to look at your plate and ask yourself a simple question. How many of these 5 vegetables am I regularly including in my meals? If the answer is 1 or 2, let's get that to 3 or 4. If the answer is none, let's start with just 1 this week. Pick beets or pick spinach and find one simple way to work it into a meal you already enjoy. That one step, done consistently, will begin shifting your biology in a more favorable direction. And as your body starts to feel the difference, as you notice more energy, less soreness after activity, more ease in daily movement, you'll be naturally motivated to add another and then another. I also want to remind you that vegetables work best in the context of adequate total protein intake. For adults over 60, most current research supports consuming somewhere between 1 and 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day for optimal muscle maintenance and growth. These 5 vegetables will amplify the effect of that protein, help your body use it more efficiently, and reduce the obstacles that stand between the food you eat and the muscle tissue you're trying to build. Think of the vegetables as the environment in which protein can do its best work. If you found this information valuable today, I want you to do something for me. Share this video with someone in your life who is over 60 and struggling with strength, energy, or mobility. Because so many people in this age group have been told that weakness and frailty are just inevitable parts of getting older, and that is simply not true. The science tells a very different story, and sometimes all it takes is the right information, reaching the right person at the right moment to change the entire trajectory of their health. That person could be your spouse, your parent, your friend, your neighbor. Pass this along and let's get this information to the people who need it most. I'm Dr. William Lee, and I'll see you in the next video, where we're going to go even deeper into the nutritional strategies that are transforming what we know is possible for the human body after 60. Until then, eat well, stay strong, and remember that your best years are not behind you. They are ahead of you, built one good decision at a time.